What up, G's? Is your boy Prophet74. Today we bring a curved monitor. It was best in choice from Amazon, so we're gonna take a look at it. And first of all, I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit more about it. It's a curved machine. It's a curved monitor. It's 27 inch. It's 144 megahertz sync. It comes with AMD sync built in, so you could, if you have an AMD, it's going to be working even better. It has a thinner wide edge, and we're going to take a look at it and we're going to compare it and play a game with it and see how well it works, because sometimes they say that, hey, these machines are made to be gaming and all that stuff, and then when you actually buy and you play it, you got to have a beefed up machine. So let's go ahead and open the sucker up and see what you get when you get it. So first of all, right off the edge, they give you the little display, all the buttons, and we're gonna take a look at it. We're gonna compare it with another 1080, and I do have another 4K we can also compare it to, but we'll take one step at a time. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what you get when you buy this bad boy. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and open it up. All right, first of all, off the bat, it's a little heavy. You get the manual, you get the power cord, and you get a little stand along with a metal, well, this is aluminum neck also included. So we're gonna go ahead and put it together, and I don't know if you need tools, so we're gonna see if you need tools or not. So let's go ahead and put it together. The neck is really thin. I mean, like, really, there's really small, really thin. It's not breakable. Actually, it's really hard metal. I don't think it's aluminum, but we'll see. We'll find out. Next, well, we can find out if it's aluminum. If it's aluminum, no, it's metal. It's aluminum, actually. It is aluminum. So we'll get the neck, open it up. So they give you the neck and a couple of screws. There should be in here too. And, oh, look at this. I like this. This is a plus. This is something I like. I didn't expect it from a lot of systems to come with the tools, but this one's awesome. They give you a little flathead. Look, they give you the Phillips in here included. This is a plus for the price that you pay. I'm surprised that they give you, and not only that, it has the logo of the manufacturer. So they give you the screws, clips, and pretty much the instructions, and also a manual, of course. It's all included. So we're gonna go ahead and put it together right now. See how you get it. So when you put it together, it's basically, there's two screws in there. All right, it's a thicker one and a thinner one. If you guys see it, thicker one will be in the back. So you mount it in here, pretty much mount it in here, and then that's nice and tight one. But the second one, just drop them in there. They give you a cover too if you want to cover the back of the, actually fill in the blank and make it all nice and smooth. You could put it in the back here. It's up to you. So we're gonna do that later at the end. So right now we're just gonna mount it, and we're gonna flip this one over. I'm using the same mesh, so I won't have to damage it. And let's go. You know what? Let's go ahead and open the back first. Now, something very important you guys got to know. In order to get the 144 megahertz sync, refresh rate, you got to actually make sure you plug it in the right way. So there's two HDMIs, all right? It works in two areas actually. 144 megahertz refresh rate will be on this HDMI 1. On 2, you cannot get 144. The max you could get 120. On the DisplayPort, of course, you could get 144. And then this is the actual power adapter, and then you go set up your headset directly to connect to this also. I believe there is hidden speakers in here, but we're gonna test it out. There's buttons in the bottom, in the back. You got your power button, up and down arrow, M and E, menu, and then an enter button. That's pretty much what it is. And then you got in back of it, you could actually mount it into a mechanical arm if you want. It's up to you. There is it doesn't come with the 4 screws, but of course, when you buy your mechanical arms, they do have extra screws in there. Not sure what's the actual size of the screws. So once you purchase this stuff, you take out the two cover pieces. They're a little hard to take off. You just have to pull them out, make sure they're a little grip. They have a little grip in there, and you can put them back after you set it up. So once you set this up, you basically just marry it in here, and it's like a little puzzle piece. You guys see it? it's embedded, and then you have to actually dip it in there and make sure it's in there. All you have to do is get the 2 screws. All right, the screw that they give you, the screwdriver, it's not magnetic, so you have to hold on to it, hold on to the screws. You make sure you put it in there. All right, so once you set it up in here, you tied it up in there. It's very simple to do. There's 1, there's 2. So the trick is to get this first in here, the front one first, and then all you have to do is lock it in. So one thing I didn't like about it, it's around 4.5 feet of cable that you get, 12-volt connection that you have to plug in, and it's a small box. Don't get me wrong, it's smaller than any other power I've seen so far. So I guess it's built in the monitor, the power system. So we're gonna go ahead and connect this and see what we get without it, and then we're gonna test it out with a game, see, come back a little bit more, and I'm gonna get a handheld machine to see if I could video tape some of the stuff where we could talk about it and see if it actually, the blurriness works, right? So there are 3 points of contact here, 1, 2, and 3, and I don't know, it's a little flimsy. If you move it around, it kind of moves left to right, if you guys can see it. So this is a little unstable right now. I'm not quite sure if it's going to be part of it, but I like the curvedness a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at it, and we're going to turn it on, crank it up, see what you get. All right, we're going to turn it on. First time turning it on right now, and to find the button, it's right in the center, I believe. So we're going to crank it up, see what you get. It's coming up. My system just recognized it. The logo just came up. So we're gonna take a look at it, and right now I connected to the DisplayPort, and let's take a look at the menu. So we're gonna hit the menu bar. It's very bright, you know, if you guys can see it. Down, colors, nothing happens. Maybe you have to hit it twice. So let's go ahead and go in here, go in there, quick start. Here we go. So you have to hit it twice, the same button as an enter button, so you guys can see all this stuff. And I'm gonna go down the list of what you can do. And how do you get out? We're gonna escape. I think E is for escape. So let's go down. That's what it is for. We're gonna go down to pictures. We're gonna click on this one, and you guys can see a couple options that you can do. So we're gonna hit the escape button. We're gonna go down one more. We're gonna hit the colors, and you could change the colors here. So it's not bad. We're gonna keep escaping, and we're gonna go down to the bottom where it says systems, and then we're gonna hit the same button on the top. If you guys can see systems right now, overdrive is off, FreeSync is off, sleep is off. You can turn these things on as soon as you start messing around with it, but we're gonna take a look at some of the stuff we can do. All right, so this is the fresh rate. If you guys see it, this is the monitor with the 144 megahertz sync. We're gonna move it down to the next screen, and you're gonna see a difference on it. It's a little blurriness on the corners, if you guys can see it, but here it's about the same. It's like a little refresh rate's a lot clearer, of course, you know. Move it here, not that bad, you know. So let's go ahead and start a game and see how we can do. You guys can see we're gonna go ahead and start Warzone here, and go ahead and we're going to start the game out and see how well it works with the colors. And you guys let me know on side-by-side comparison if we see a difference on the color. And we'll put high quality, we're going to put high definition. I have actually a video card, a 2080 Ti card, RTX 2080 Ti card, running the tests from these two systems. We're gonna put it the highest we can. We're gonna run the test on it, see how well it works. In order for me to test out the monitor, I couldn't put it as one monitor because the graphics were not taking properly from the other one. It didn't want to give me the 144 megahertz on this game. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can swap it out. All right, so now I picked the graphics, and we're gonna go ahead and do the desktop. We're gonna go to options, and for one thing, you got to make sure you pick the right monitor here. We did show up the other one, but we're gonna see how many megahertz we could go, and we see it now. Before, this wasn't even showing, so we're gonna put 144. If you guys can see the difference on the graphic wise, we're gonna crank it all the way up. We're gonna crank it all the way up to 3K. See if we could do that. And pretty much that's about it. What we're gonna do that. So let's go ahead and back it up. Apply the settings. We're gonna go ahead and play the game and see how this is on the highest settings we can do. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and set this up and let's see the refresh rate, how it well works. So it's really working very well. I'm gonna try to see if I could kill some lights in here, but we're gonna see how well it works here. You zoom in. And I don't see any blurriness at all. We're gonna go ahead and see if we could go into the next mode.
Proceed to the next area. Hit all the targets.
Look at that. I'm moving left, right, left, right.
Well done, mate. Switch to your rifle.
So if you guys can see the blurriness, there is no blurriness on it. Look at, I like it. You can tell the big difference between the game. And we're gonna go ahead and do the same scenario and put it on another megahertz, and let's see if I could do the same thing that I'm doing. So if you guys can see the car here, let's see where I'm gonna move the car.
Nice. Your loot finding skills are remarkable. Proceed to the next area.
All right, so I like the system itself. You know, it runs really good. I could tell the difference between the blurriness on other systems. It's running really well, especially when I move it up and down, left to right. The audio is pretty loud. You know, you are gonna need headsets. You can plug in directly to it. I would suggest, you know, maybe something like that, so you could, you know, hear it better, because directly on it, the audio, it's mono pretty much. It's like a flat audio. It's stereo because there's two different speakers underneath of it, but I wouldn't focus too much on this to be your main audio. If you're going to play some games, you need headsets pretty much to see all around, to get that 360 feeling about the surround sound and everything on it. But great option in case you don't have anything like that. You can purchase something like this. I like it all around. So far, the price is really cheap. You could buy it for under 200 bucks. So if you guys like anything you guys see, let me know. I'm your host, Prophet 74, out.